This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
If it's Tuesday, it is movie reviews and more. Hi there, I'm Brian Sebastian, all the way from Los Angeles in another new location. I keep switching around. It's so hot here. Everything keeps going out, coming in, going out, coming in. Here we are live on Talk 4 Media, TV, radio, podcasting around the world, K4HD, TV, radio, and podcasting. Streaming also worldwide on Worldwide TV Network, womanontv.tv, and from Franklin, Tennessee, itube247.com. And so here the thing is, we have vocally Tosh back from her trip from Tennessee with her mom, which was great to see that. I can't wait to hear her story. Nonstop Terri Marie is coming in. And so I've been waiting for these two. This is interesting. Man, I've been listening to a lot of his music for the longest time now. I mean, I'm honored to watch and see everything that's going on. So owner and CEO of Dwarf Planet Media, actor, singer, songwriter. He's got, last count that I looked, on one song he had over 800,000 streams. On another song he had over 1 million streams. I'm sure they go up because they always go up on that, because a lot of people are listening to his things around the world. Also, the new LP, New Jack City, yes, I think it's 34 36 years after the fact, but he continues it on. And it's also, if I'm correct, is it a 16-bit game console too, if I'm correct? All right, since this is all off the top of my head. All right, come here. Come all the way live from Chicago. Tell us who you are, because I don't want to pronounce your name wrong, because you're too important. Go ahead.
Well, thank you guys for having me. My name is Dantes. To some, Dantes Alexander to few, but Dantes to all. Thank you guys for having me.
See, and he can say it because he's got this little squiggly thing over, which I wish I had a little squiggly again, my name. And all the way from Cyprus. Yes, Cyprus. She is back. She's a mother. She's a grandmother. She's my godmother, the one and only, the cosmetologist. I call her an artist. I call her a painter, the lover of Socrates, international best-selling author with Hashmark Publishing out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The one and only, my godmother, and it's great to have her here, Maria X. All right, Maria, give the last name for everybody, because you say it your own national way.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you for inviting me here. Well, my name is Maria Xenidou. I am the author of Socrates and Soc, and I come from Cyprus, as you said. I'm Greek. And what else did you say?
That was enough, because now you have to say it in Greek. I want you to say it in Greek now, because you got an audience over there in Cyprus and in Greece. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Γεια σας, είμαι η Μαρία Xenidou. Είμαι η συγγραφέας του βιβλίου Socrates και Soc και είμαι από την Κύπρο και είμαι Ελληνίδα και ευχαριστώ που είστε εδώ και μας παρακολουθείτε. Thank you for being here and watching us. I added this.
All right. So Dantes. All right. Good. You know what? Say it one more time, because Terri doesn't know your name. I want her to get it right. Go ahead. Go for it. Go ahead.
It's absolutely fine. It's Dantes. I know we live in America, so we have to, work within our English boundaries.
Exactly. Let's talk about this, because you can kick an ass with your songs and songwriting and everything like that. This is really, really important. You also ended up on the list, like we did, best influencers for 2021. That's most important too. You've got all these things going on around the world. talk about this, because this is a lot of hard work that went into this. Because Tosh wants to hear this too, because she's a singer-songwriter out of Miami, so she was very interested in this.
Well, I mean, I've been, extremely busy. It's great to be busy, but be in control. I'm in a position to make music that I not only feel strongly about, but also make music that connects with different cultures and different types of people. And I think that's important in this day and age where, we're dealing with a lot of uncertainty, so it really is nice. It's really great. I've put out the New Jack City EP in June. Thus far to date, it's actually the whole entire album has been streamed 75,000 times, which in about a month and a half for me, that's really good. I think for any independent artist, that's a phenomenal thing, right? So I'm just honored and humbled that people are appreciative of somebody who is somewhat of a music whore. Can I use that word on this show?
Yes. Yes, because I'm a movie whore. Go ahead.
So my album has a lot of inspiration from all of the things I think that make me special. There's a lot of disco, there's some R&B, and then of course, there's electronic dance music. So it's a fusion of all the things. And the game was really more or less a way to kind of further create and enhance this narrative around my music. And the game's been, just as successful. Our PC, flagship version to date has been purchased about 500 times. So we're growing, so the game has actually kind of sort of become more valuable than the album. It really sucks that this is the age that we're in right now where people feel like they don't actually have to pay for music, but I'm going to change that because the expanded edition, the New Jack City 2 Super Fine Tech edition comes out 8/27, and I have CDs, and then I also have some tape USB decks, which are really, really cool. But yeah.
And give you a website real quick.
DantesAlexander.com, or you can find me on Instagram at Dantes Alexander.
I love that little Dantes,
I talk with my hands a
lot. Go ahead, Josh.
So, I'm also a singer, like a brand new singer. And how did you get almost 2 million streams on your Spotify? Like, I literally tried everything. I don't know how to is there something specific you did, or was it just kind of like publicity and just like really pushing it? Because that's impressive for an independent artist, like getting real streams.
I think the most important thing that we have to realize as musicians, more so now than what our elders did, 20 and 30 years ago, is we really have only one way to make a connection with our fans, and that's through social media. So you want to really encourage your listeners to share all of your music to all of their platforms. You want to hold contests, with your listeners. You want to have all types of, strange, what, some people may consider strange, but what I like to call them as engagement, measures. You want to interact with, your fans. These are people that, I wake up to, and talk to, on a daily basis. I know a lot of my fans' names. And you just want to make sure that you plant good trees in your home state, because if you have that planted in your home state, then the rest of the world is just ready for you. I don't think there's a secret or anything like that. I just think it comes down to a lot of hard work, a lot of perseverance, and just making sure that you look at music for what it is now. Radio is still a big component, so you still want to try and tap into that, but you also want to spend a lot of time trying to get yourself on playlists. The more playlists that you are on, which is the new radio in 2021, that means the more likelihood that your project will have, some success. So.
A lot of artists, can everybody hear me? Hi, this is
Yes.
Terry. A lot of artists I know now are trying to get their music promoted on TikTok or other social medias. Are you doing that also?
Well, I mean, everybody, you know, has their different, you know, method of communicating with, you know, their fans. I am very ardent with, you know, TikTok and Instagram. Facebook is something that I utilize only for, you know, personal connections and friendships. Like Sebastian is, you know, a personal friend of mine, so he can see all of the stanky shit that Dantes does, you know, off of the public social media.
Off the
grid. You know, so the Instagram, TikTok, you know, those are very important. You know, you also want, I can't stress enough the importance of having a local radio connection. You know, because that's what's going to essentially give it that little extra push, you know, that you want to have. And then, of course, it doesn't hurt to roll out a full company behind you to, you know, push your needs as well.
So, Maria, it's good to have you back with a great connection. Now, so here, all right, so Terry, it's 3:00 in the morning, her time.
I know.
We got a better connection with her. Maria, you're a lover of music too. What kind of music do you like? And also talk about your background, how you became a cosmetologist, and then ended up writing Socrates and Soc as a screenplay first, and then into a book. Go ahead.
Oh, yes.
Wow. Yes, what's the first question you said, Brian?
you love music. I wanted to have Dante on here.
Yes, I used to play guitar, and not professionally or anything. I just had lessons when I was young, and I loved music. I loved painting, and I wanted to be a painter, an artist, you know, but my parents at that time, they thought it would be better if I became a dentist or something, you know, and I said, no. So I took something paramedical, and I became a cosmetologist. Not that I respect dentists, of course, but it wasn't for me, you know. It wasn't something.
Well, you're still an artist. You know, the art of makeup is not something to be taken lightly.
That's true.
Yes, I could say that. Yes, it's a paramedical, but also I can use some artistic.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes, you're right, Dante. Yes. And then I also like to write stories, scripts. From the time I was very young, I remember myself writing down, you know, different kind of scripts and all that. And well, my book Socrates and Soc came after the screenplay. I had big. Was that? Yes, ambitions. Excuse me. I had big ambitions, and I wanted to make a 3D movie from writing this script, you know. So I wrote Socrates and Soc, the screenplay, which became very. It was really, really very nice because a lot of people were interested. A lot of investors were interested. We reached that point where the investors were interested to come in. And as I would say that Barry Cook was interested as a director, a film director, and of Mulan. You all know him. And yes, he came over to Cyprus, and we worked on the screenplay and everything, and we corrected some things, and we were ready. But then an economical crisis came to Cyprus as well, and other countries, and we had to pause it. And then I thought, okay, let's make it into a book. So I wrote Socrates and Soc, and I made my book, Socrates and Soc.
Well, you are definitely an artist, even though you think you're not.
Thank you, Dantes. It became an international bestseller from the first. After launching it, after a few days, you know, and I'm very happy and very proud of this. And I'm also at this point I'd like to thank my publishers, Hasmark International, Publishing International. They helped me a lot on this, and like Judy O'Byrne, and Dave Vale, and my dear Danielle Martins. She's fantastic too, and they helped me so much. And so is my godson also, Brian, here.
So Dantes and Terri, obviously the Greeks are lovers of many things, and obviously I'm interested in Socrates too, but it's the music. Music is always what's about to keep everybody going. I always say this: music, reading, and movies. And so Dantes, I've always called myself for years a movie whore. I'm glad to hear someone else is calling themselves a music whore, because I can relate to that. I get it.
Yeah, I've certainly been called worse in my lifetime, but I'll settle on a music whore.
So vocally Tosh, so now that you've heard a little bit of how he again, because you don't get there just by releasing anything, whether it's a book, whether it's a movie or whatever. There's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes, as we all know, because we're all working behind the scenes a lot of things. But when it comes to Tosh, talk about your music, talk about what you want to do, and how do you connect everything, whether it's here, whether it's in Cyprus, whether anywhere around the world.
Well, honestly, like Dante has said, like social media is such a huge part in being able to bring up an artist, independent artist doesn't have anyone behind them. It's just them doing everything, the publicity, the ads, the music videos. So it's I feel like social media is very strong, and for me, it has helped me a lot with my background in public relations. It has definitely given me more of an up to speed on what to do when it comes to publicity about a song, the different things that you should do, little snippets here and there, tease the crowd, leave them wanting for more. So that has definitely helped me out, just starting out as an artist and kind of building up my following before I start doing anything big, doing an album or doing an EP. So right now I'm just kind of releasing just singles and kind of just messing around with different types of genre that I want to go with. I'm a Latin pop singer, so I really love Spanish music, and that's what I really am super passionate about. So that's kind of the road where I'm going. I'm actually working on a Brazilian funk song right now, which is something out of my zone of usually it's just Latin pop, reggaeton. But I wanted to try a little funk. There's nothing wrong with trying out different types of beats, different types of genres of music, and kind of exploring what you can do as an artist, which I find super important. You should always try to try to do songs or beats that you are not really accustomed with. And I've been loving the Brazilian funks that's been going on these past few months. So, I'm giving it a little try here and there. And I also was gonna say the playlist thing that you were saying is super important as well, because I actually got one of my songs in a huge playlist in Argentina and one in Europe, and my streams were up the roof. It didn't get to 1 million, but I got to a couple thousands, which was honestly such a blessing for me. I was like, no, this is awesome. So
right, yeah, it's a good feeling.
Yeah, it's honestly you sometimes it does get a little frustrating, I'm putting in so much hard work and I'm not seeing a lot of movement happening, but you just got to keep on grinding and keep on releasing music. Yeah. And I was having this conversation with Brian earlier today, how which is something I wanted to ask you, Dantes, because right now there's an independent record label looking into me, and they tell me all these things, and they're they keep on pushing back on starting projects, and I'm should I just release my stuff and just if whenever they're ready they'll come get me, so I don't know how you feel about that, getting with an independent record label and kind of just holding off until they tell you, oh yeah, okay, we're ready to start working on your project.
Well, I think the most important thing for artists to remember in this day and age is that your music is your music, and you need to look at your relationship more or less as a licensing type of arrangement as opposed to a traditional record label situation. That way, you are in more control of what it is that you choose to do. So if you decide to do the project on your own, you do the project on your own and you license the record to whoever the fuck you choose to license the record to.
Yes.
Okay.
See,
There we go.
Maria, that's the same thing also when it comes to your book, when it, because you want to turn it back into a screenplay, back in for a movie. It's the exact same thing what they do with movie releases. It takes years to do it, but the fact is you've got a lot of great people around you.
Yes.
Talk about your daughter, talk about your son, what they do, but also of how you're starting to reach out, because it took a long time for you. I mean, you did this in like a year and a half, but it took a while for you to put this from screenplay the book also.
Yes, of course. Yes, it took years to do that. The screenplay and I started feeling more comfortable when my son and my daughter came from the States, back from the States. They studied there, and he had this business office. He opened his office on IT and Xmas Productions and Xmas Films, because my daughter also is a film director. She studied in UCSB in Santa Barbara at UCSB. And so when I had my son and my daughter next to me, I felt very comfortable. I said, okay, I'm going to write my screenplay now, and we can make it on our own, and find investors and do this. And I had the idea. I had the whole idea of what I wanted to write from the beginning. The idea of writing about Socrates, the great Greek philosopher, whom I admired from the time I was very young. I admired his teachings, the way he lived, and I liked also talking and saying, talking about the ancient Greek life. I loved that. So, and I wanted to, and my love for the children, which I wanted to give something, make something educational for the children, for the young ones, and it's for the whole family, but especially for the young children to learn something about philosophy, ancient Greece, and ways of life, ancestors, ways of lives that our ancestors lived, and give them also to make them love reading books and enjoying them, because it's enjoyable. It's got humor, it's got adventure in it, and magic as well, because they use the magic stone of Pythia to do different traveling and all that. So yes, this is the idea, the whole idea that made me write my screenplay, and do the 3D movie.
So, Maria, talk about when you went to Athens. You traveled from Cyprus to Athens. There was a couple cases of COVID or something like that, and then you got back to Cyprus safely. Talk about that, because we're in that thing of travel. And Terry, we're going to get into your Alaska trip in a minute.
Okay.
Oh, well, to Athens, Cyprus, from Athens, it's about an hour and a half traveling, by plane. It's not very far away. And yes, when I went there, there was this kind of my daughter-in-law. She's a singer, and she's writing also Dante. She's writing also music, and Monica, that's her name. And we went there, and she had some recordings there, but then the sound engineer got sick, so we had to stop everything. That's why I came back. That's what you wanted to hear, Brian. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I came back to Cyprus after a week's time, But it was a nice time. We had a nice time, although they couldn't record and do their recordings, their music and everything. But it was fine. At least they didn't get sick. The sound engineer told them before that he's got the virus, so they didn't stay away. So we were lucky. Lucky enough, yes.
Terry, talk about your trip. You just got back from Alaska. What was that like?
It was amazing. It was very healing. My headphones are making my hair look funny. Anyway, no, it was an amazing trip. So I was there for 6 days. We did that private bear. Well, we took a private plane to go see the bears in the wild to the bear camp, and I swear to God, it was a bucket trip. It was really amazing. So we took a 6-seater airplane over to the bear camp. It was about 2 hours from Anchorage. So we got a view of the volcanoes. Like we could see the bears from the air. We could see the animals running in the wild. It was crazy. Landed in the water, and then you take this trail up. We're on a ledge, and the bears are there in the wild catching salmon. And bears don't really care about. You go to bear camp before when you first get there, so you know what to do if you approach a bear. You just want to walk backwards because they really don't care about the humans there. They care more about catching the salmon. But I just tell you, it was amazing. And then we went to Whittier, and you have to go through this tunnel where it goes through a mountain. It's 3 miles. And it only has a one way. So they have, traffic that goes, going towards Whittier, half hour, and then coming towards Anchorage a half an hour. So you have to pull over and wait for all that traffic to get through. But it's really kind of spooky because you go through this huge tunnel for 3 miles. So that alone was kind of crazy. And then we took jet skis out on the ocean to the glaciers and to a waterfall for a 4-hour tour. So it was an amazing trip. I didn't want to go home. And what was nice too is because you're there with nature. So it was nice to forget about, COVID for a while because, because you're out in nature, you really don't need to be doing the social distance masking thing. I was there with a really close girlfriend, but you know what I'm saying? It's just that it just felt really, really good to kind of get away for 6 days to kind of help my soul. So that was awesome. Yeah. So next Sunday, I'm going to be filming a rock video for the band Wicked Kid Star, and they're an 80s hair band. I was able to introduce them live at their show at the Whiskey Go Go. Brian was there last week, or was it last week? Yeah. Right before I left, it was that Thursday before I left. I was able to, introduce them on stage. So I'm going to be featured in their video. So I'm excited about that. So I'm coming home to a lot of busy stuff. So it's all exciting.
Great. That's great.
Yeah.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
And Tosh, you just got back from Tennessee. Talk about your trip. Oh, she froze. Tosh is in Miami, Florida, so she's having weather problems.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why she keeps coming in and out. It's been like that for a couple of things. But she went to the Smoky Mountains, Terry. She went up and she went and saw wild horses. She went with her mom. She had a nice little getaway to do that. And I'm like, we get a chance to talk to a couple other people out there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Brian, I did want to add, though, if anybody wants to check out, because somebody said, what's this most spectacular moment of my trip? Actually, the whole trip was spectacular. I think the jet skiing was really cool because I'm an adrenaline junkie. And just to jet ski, the bears were cool, but I really enjoyed that. But I have video on my TikTok page, which
I have to see that.
Yeah, so there's pictures of the bears eating the salmon and the jet skiing, but my TikTok is Terri Marie Nonstop, which all my social media is. But I did a couple of videos if you guys want to check out my Alaska trip.
Oh my God, they didn't hang around all day, did they? The bears?
What was that?
I said the bears didn't hang around all day, did they?
Yeah, they did. You're actually at a bear camp, and once we were trying to go back to the plane.
Oh.
And the ranger is like, there's bear coming. So everybody had to back up and let this cub, and it was a cub, and he just kind of ran through camp. So, I mean, it's like, you have to remember, they're a dangerous animal, but you just have to respect them. And if you respect them and don't do anything crazy, they're not going to do anything to you, because really, they're used to the people there. Again, they're there to go fishing to get the salmon. And I'll tell you, Alaska has got the most amazing seafood ever. I had king crab there, the salmon. Yeah, it's a definite must. And if anybody wants to reach out to me and ask me, where to go, I'll be happy to let you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Great, fantastic.
All right, Dante, did you see that? Roxy wanted to know if you had any memorable travel stories.
Do I have any memory?
Yeah.
I have not traveled this year because of COVID, but prior to COVID, I did do a lot of traveling, and the last place that I actually visited was LA. So I always enjoy coming out to LA. I don't like LA too much because it's, I think, one of the few places that actually requires you to have a car. Chicago and New York is not really like that, So I enjoyed it. I came out there and, I shot part of a music video, which will be premiering in a couple of weeks. Did that very quiet and silently. So yeah, we'll see. I haven't been doing too much traveling though. Wink, wink, wink.
See, Maria, who knows? He might be coming to Cyprus. Who knows, right?
Who knows? Greece, yes, I will be
beautiful.
very happy to see you all here.
Greece is beautiful. I have a lot of Greek fans. It's nice to look at, my listeners every month on different platforms and to see the various, places that,
the Greek islands are nice, very nice to be there.
Very beautiful place.
Yeah.
I would love to probably spend a month in Greece.
That would be nice. Yes, fantastic. It's great. Although I
love the food there too. I think it's probably one of the places that is close to a natural diet that all of our ancestors ate
yes,
millions of years ago.
Yes. Very natural, very, very healthy Mediterranean food, as we say. Yes, with olives, olive oil, lots of olive oil,
lots of fish.
Yeah.
Lots of fish.
I'm about fish. I love fish.
Yes.
I love fish. I love olive oil. I love olives. And I think actually I got that from my mother. I eat olives whenever. I actually even eat them with forks. That sounds probably horrible to people, but
it's nice. I love olives. Yes, they're nice
every
day.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's good for your skin too. So is coconut
For
oil.
cholesterol, for everything.
Coconut oil is good for your teeth, and I'm a fitness competitor, so I'm really into health. So I use coconut oil to cook with because it doesn't break down like olive oil. Olive oil is really good for salads. You really don't want to cook with olive oil because it breaks down.
Yes, when you heat it too much.
Yeah, so coconut oil is better to cook with, but olive oil, there's nothing better than a salad with fresh olive oil and oil and vinegar. But anyway, but coconut oil, though, I used to take my makeup off. There's a lot of tricks. There's a lot of, it's really good for your skin.
I use it for my skin, so I know all about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it whitens your teeth.
Don't give everything away.
Exactly. Hey, so Tosh, are you there? Are you back?
Did she freeze again?
Yes, I'm having such an issue with the
That's how I was earlier. That's why I couldn't get on.
No.
Hey Tosh, if you get a chance,
can you hear me?
Yes.
Go ahead. Tell us about Tennessee. We were talking about traveling.
Okay.
She's got her.
So
go ahead.
Sick is freezing.
Heard.
Yes.
No. I overheard that you were talking about bears, Terry.
Yes.
And I got to experience I was exiting the park and I was in the car and I was like, oh my God, it's a black bear. It was like the most running through me because I was like, I want to see a black bear. I want to see a black bear. And I got my wish and it was so cool. I'm not going to.
Well, there was about 20 bears in the water.
20. Oh my God.
Yeah, no, we counted 20 at one time that were in there fishing. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. But again, you're up on a balcony type of thing. And so you're about 50 feet from them, which is close enough. But under the bridge, the baby cubs would go under the bridge and they'd be right under there eating their salmon, not caring. I'm just telling you guys, go check out my TikTok. You'll see them. It's crazy.
We will.
Yeah.
Sure, we will.
Hey, Dante,
wait, were you camping?
No, I went on a private plane out to a bear camp just for the day. It's a 2-hour plane trip. And then we spent about 4 hours in the park and then we flew back to Anchorage.
That sounds fun.
Damn, that's so cool.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun. Fantastic.
What was that?
I don't know about the Alaska part, but
you know what? The people there are really, really cool. If you like seafood, you like the outdoor adventure, it's great. I mean,
can I get some shrimp?
What?
Can I get some shrimp?
You can get shrimp. You can get Alaska crab. You could get the shrimp there is actually really good. The nightlife in Anchorage is different. Just because it's just kind of more of like a fishing town. So that was a little different. But I was there again more to go out and see nature. So
no, it sounds wonderful. Like every time that I've seen, at least on TV, people who take cruises to like Antarctica and Alaska, they always look very picturesque and serene until they show the big ice cubes outside of your deck window.
Well, we're there during the summer. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what we did when we went jet skiing. We went jet skiing by one of those big icebergs. It was crazy, but it was warm.
Friend me so I can look at all your pictures. And be like, oh, you're crazy.
Yeah. Well, you put on a dry suit on when you go to the jet skis because it's too cold to obviously go. It's not like going to Florida and go to a jet ski. So you had to put on a special suit, but we lucked out because it was a sunny day. So it was probably about 80 degrees, which made it more cool because the shorts with the sun.
Alaska?
Huh? It was warm.
In Alaska?
So the sun was warm that the colors off the icebergs were like a blue tint. It didn't even look real. It was crazy. So
that's dinosaur piss. That's why.
Oh my God, that sounds so fun.
Dinosaur piss? I didn't know that the dinosaurs had blue piss.
No, that's frozen. That's why.
Well, I think it's more the way the sun just hit the ice. I don't know. Anyway, it was surreal.
Maria, talk about this. What is it like being on social media and connecting with all these people around the world now?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's what can I say? It's magical, isn't it? Mind you, my husband was the director of a satellite station here, Cyprus Satellite Station. So I've been in this kind of telecommunications and all these things years ago. And yes, I believe it's great. Fantastic.
But now I see you. You were just on Mark Stephen Pooler's show, one of our friends. But I see you. I'm like, why isn't my godmother sleeping right now? I was like, you're up late at night. It's like, what are you practicing? You're playing music or something or what?
I'm working on my computer or watching a movie or something.
It's
just
the creative lifestyle.
Answering some people, from the States.
I know everybody on this call is up all night.
Because I have relatives there, in the States. I have friends, and sometimes I stay late so we can talk to them, and work also on my project, on my book, on everything. Yes, but then I don't have to do interviews, so it's not that difficult now that I have to think, clearly.
Let me ask you this, because I'm not sure if we can make it to Cyprus in October. The goal is still to go, but I don't know. Where would you suggest, besides going to your summer home, your beach home in Cyprus, where's another
Yes.
great place to go and have great food, hear music, and travel there?
What do you mean in Greece or Cyprus, or what do you mean
in Cyprus?
In Cyprus, there's an Olympus mountain, which is a fantastic mountain to go up and enjoy lots of things. It's beautiful up there, yes, but it's a small island. It's not. We have the sea. It's the sea.
It's warm, pretty warm. How warm does it get during the summer?
Now it's 44. Today it was very, very warm, 44 degrees. I don't know how. So it was really, really hot today. One of the hottest days. Let's hope these days it's going to be better. And we can't even go to the beach with this heat. You know, it's so hot.
It's humid, kind of.
Pardon?
Is it humid there, kind of like Florida
near
weather?
On the cities that they're near the sea, you know. In Nicosia, where we live, it's the capital of Cyprus. It's in the center, so it's less humidity. So, but near the beach house, and yes, there is humidity. But then again, it's the temperature is lower there. It's not so hot, so warm like in the city here in the middle, in the center. So Brian, I don't know if I answered your question, but you can. Yeah, there are many nice villages that you can visit, Paphos and the mountains, as I said, and the sea. That's all we have.
Tosh, we got you back again.
Looks like she's frozen.
Yes, and I'm so sad because I've been missing such a.
Oh.
I don't even know what to do anymore.
Hey, Tosh, so tell us about this.
To you guys, I'm going in and out.
I had this last time, Tash. I was frozen all the time. You know, I couldn't say anything, and then. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is such a great interview, and I'm like, I can't be part of it. It's so annoying.
Oh no.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, she does. Hey, Tosh, talk about this. Talk about your trip with your mom. How special was it just to get away with your mom?
Honestly, we needed a girls' trip. You know, she was like stressing a lot, like with work, and I was like, you know what, Mom? Like, let's take a trip together. Let's go be with nature, and it was such a great experience for both of us. Like I've only seen mountains like twice in my life, so seeing just surrounded by so many mountains was just so calming, so beautiful. Like, you know, in Florida, you don't see any of that stuff. You don't see wild deer running. You don't see bears. You don't see like wild horses, like just, you know, running around in their home. And it's so nice to see like what other things the world has to offer you. It was honestly like such a good like regenerating trip for both of us. Like we had some like quality time together. We laughed. I got stopped by a cop in Tennessee for speeding and I got a ticket, but was I mad? No, I was having the best time of my life. So sir, yes, give me a ticket. Like, it's okay. Like, you're not gonna ruin my vacation, but it was definitely fun. I recommend everyone to do. If you haven't done a trip with your parents in a while, you should definitely do it because it's so nice. We live in such a fast-paced world that sometimes you forget to have those quality times with your family members.
Yeah.
So
well, I was going to say one thing about that, Tosh. Like both my father has passed away and my mom is, you know, like can't travel anymore because she's, you know, 80 something. So you don't realize how precious it is and how important that time is. So I can't stress it because I'll never have that opportunity again to travel with my parents. And I'm so glad that I did. I went to Europe with my parents. I went to France, Germany, Ireland, and Scotland with my dad and my mom. And I'm just saying, like, I'm just so grateful I did. You know what I mean? So
yes.
Just want to say, just don't take
good to look back on.
Yeah, don't ever take your family or loved ones for granted because you don't know how long they're going to be here.
And that's why I talk to my godmother all the time.
Thank you, Brian.
All the time. All right, Tosh, give your social media links for everybody. Go ahead. And what you want to accomplish between now and the end of the year. We only got 4 months left. And so I start my 90-day countdown between now and the end of the year to get stuff done.
So it's questions for me?
Yep.
Yeah, social media.
Oh, okay. Okay, so in social, sorry, it broke off. So my accomplishment for the end of the year, right?
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So definitely, I want on like for Spotify, I want to make it on a playlist that's like a Spotify playlist that can, you know, help me reach out my fan base. Definitely another one is to be invited to an award show as a guest, not even as a performer. I would love to be a guest and network my way there and just, you know, like, I think it'll be super cool getting invited to one of those shows. That's definitely a goal of mine this year, and just releasing bomb music, like fire music, and continue the passion and building on the passion and building my followers, hopefully getting to 5K. I'm close to 2K. So, you know, those are the goals right now for this year.
Maria, what do you want to accomplish between now and the end of the year?
As you know very well, I want to go ahead with my dream to make my movie, my 3D movie. I hope I will make it. Find the investors, find the directors and the producers to start working on it. That's what I want. I know it's great, ambitious plans, but I want that. And health, of course, for everybody, and nice people around us, nice, good friends, and that's my wish for this year.
Terry?
I think you know this. Well, just to finally get back on stage competing, to do at least one show, maybe two. Hopefully that will happen, and then basically start doing red carpet interviews like we planned, Brian. As long as you know, we got some stuff in the work, you know, because I miss doing that. So, but those are probably the two major ones right now.
And Dante's go. You get the final word.
You know, to be honest with you, I'm. You know, I don't know. I've had such a good year, and I'm always working. Who knows? I mean, you know, I have a couple of other projects that are coming out. I'm always working. You know, we just partnered with you know, a label in Germany to export some of our CDs and music, you know, to them for exclusive licensing. So I think the rest of the year will be opening up more partnerships across the globe for me and the rest of the company.
And talk about also a couple songs. Give Maria a couple songs that she can go and listen to.
I'm sorry?
Give Maria a couple songs that she can go and listen to.
Oh, you know, it's so funny. I have so many of them now that I can't remember the name of my songs.
I'll find them. I'll find them on Spotify on
Killer.
Yes.
Like, well, because I'm doing you know, I have remixes and stuff that are getting ready to come out. I have the album that just came out. I have the Super Fine Tech edition, which is the expanded edition that comes out August 27th. Yeah, so you guys can follow me at DantesAlexander.com, or you can go to Instagram and swoosh it, Dantes Alexander.
All right there. So I'm glad everybody made it back. Tosh, I'm glad, you know, and again, technology is never perfect, is it? That's why we go back and forth and getting into the studio with Terry and Victoria. Victoria was in a recording session, so she couldn't make it, so she says hi. And well, obviously, yeah, you know what it's like to be the singer these days. You got to get all this stuff done.
I missed her last time too, but so we'll have to powwow and hang out with all of the girls hopefully at one time.
Yes.
I put my best face on, and everybody wasn't even here.
You got many great faces.
Yes, I'm down. I felt like I hardly was in this interview, so we need to redo it again.
and with that, Terry, thanks for that great story, because I've only been to 46 6 states. In Alaska, I have not been to, so that's my go-to between now and the next few months.
Fantastic story. Yeah.
We can do a team trip, Brian.
I know. Well, we got it planned, and then we got to get to Cyprus. So again, I always say this: it's just about the elements, how everything's going on, because we got to do everything safe, and we got to help people out there. So I got to thank everybody.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you very much for everything.
And I got to leave everybody with this. If you see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours, because the world definitely needs it. Brian, Sebastian, this is Movie Reviews and More, and we will see you next week.